I hope you're having a great day. I would like to welcome you to the Halloween series of 2021. And I am collaborating with my crafty BFF, Robyn Pitts, who is Sir Chauncey Rocco Creative Designs. And I know you know who she is. She is a super sweet, talented lady. And I will have her channel linked in the description box below. And we are so glad that you decided to join us. We have some beautiful projects as well as some tutorials and great giveaways coming up in the month of October. We are changing our series up a little bit by sharing our videos at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday each week throughout the month of October. So make sure to turn your notifications on so you know when we have each uploaded a video. And our rules for the giveaway are that you must be 18 years or older, be a subscriber to both of our channels, and I have a short video that you can watch to make sure that your subscriptions are turned on so we can verify them. And I will have it linked in the description box as well. And you need to leave a comment on each of our videos. And of course, this giveaway is not sponsored by YouTube. Robyn and myself will be providing the prizes for each of our channels. And what I have created today are these 3D Witches Cauldrons. And I saw BuzzinwithVee create one of these last year, and I just knew I had to make one, which I ended up making two. And I used Prima 31 paper collection by Frank Garcia, and it was new, and I think it has been so popular this Halloween season. And I did receive this in a design team package from ASC Craft Supplies, and I'll have them linked as well. And if you do visit the shop and purchase anything, make sure to use my coupon code Michelle10 for 10% off any regular price purchases. So we'll take a closer look at the cauldrons. I'll just scoot this pink based one to the side, and we will check out this black one. And once again, I used the gorgeous 31 paper, and I loved these little jack-o'-lanterns on there with their little goofy smiles. I had to use that paper and then the stripe that coordinated with it. And what I did for the ephemera pieces up here, I made copies of the ephemera and probably reduced it from 25 to 50% to get the sizes that I wanted. And then I used my silhouette to cut these pieces out. But I love how it came out. I just think that little cat is so cute. And the little pink ghost. And of course I had to have a little black bow. And then I have some of the 31 flowers tucked in behind the spider web, as well as one for my stash. And then I cut out some of the little spider webs and added along the pumpkins. And over here we have a cluster of the tiny little flowers that are from my stash, and this little lollipop and the jack-o'-lantern. And then I use this really pretty spider web paper. I thought it accented it perfectly, and it is a double loop bow. But I love how it came out. And then I use this chunky glitter for the top of the cauldron. And I did figure out, unfortunately, that this file, even if you purchase the SVG file and you go to enlarge it, it will not work in Cricut. I tried multiple things, and other ladies had tried to use it as well, because I am hosting a swap in the Loaded Envelope Galore and More Facebook group, and it will let you make all your changes, but it will not load to the cutting mat portion of Cricut Design Space. So I'll just spin it around one more time, and I will scoot it over, and I will give you the measurements that I enlarged this to in the tutorial, because I did enlarge the file quite a bit, and it also made it easier to make this lid. So here I have used a pink base, and then I did create these little offsets so I could use the decorative paper, and I will link you to the files so you can upload those to Silhouette and, you know, put your decorative paper on that way, and you can use the cardstock for your base. It just makes it really sturdy. And I used this matte gold paper from Recollections, and on these I did reduce the sizes a little bit, maybe not as much as the other cauldron. And then I've added a little gold spider web back here, and I have a few of the 31 pumpkins, as well as one of the little bingo cards. I really shrunk it down, but I love the way it looks. And then this cute little cat. And I did cut his tail off and put it over on this side, but I should have flipped it in my Silhouette Design Space. I could have flipped it horizontally, and I wouldn't have had to cut his tail off, literally. And then I love this little ghost here, and I gave her a little bow as well, and she's holding her little jack-o'-lantern candy holder. And I love the cauldron with the pink, you know, smoke or steam coming out of it. And on this one, I have 2 layers of ribbon. I have this pink and then this really pretty black and white striped. So I just love how these came out. I think they're so cute, and I will leave a link to BuzzinwithVee's channel. I'm sure you know who she is as well. She's a super talented crafter. And the lid comes off, and I will link this cauldron as well. But like I said, I did not have much success with uploading it to Cricut when I enlarged it. So there is the opening, so it's quite substantial. And I think all together this measures, let's see the height here. Whoops, get the right end of it. Oh, I did have to turn around. It is about 4.5 inches tall, and then the widest part is 4 3/4, but your opening is about 3 3/4 opening. So that makes a really nice size to put some goodies in. You could put candy in it for a friend, or if you are have a swap buddy, you could send some really nice goodies in that. So if you will stay tuned for the tutorial, I will walk you through how to put this together. I have the Pot of Gold cauldron uploaded to my Silhouette software. And the first thing I like to do is I am going to go ahead and just give it a collar so I can see it. And while everything is still attached, I'm going to go up here, close the little lock, and for the height, I am going to use 11.5, and that will change it to the size that I use to create my cauldrons. I have all of the pieces covered with a decorative paper, and as I mentioned earlier, I will give you the SVG files for the decorative paper. Of course, you will have to purchase the base of the pot of gold, or cauldron is what we're using it for. So this is the lid. I'm just going to put it to the side, and let's start with the bottom, which is this piece here, this octagon with the tabs. And I did cover it with decorative paper. And then we have 8 of these tabs, and I did number mine here on this upper tab because I wanted the pattern to repeat. So I just did that to make sure I kept it lined up. And I did make a boo-boo on these pieces here. You do not put decorative paper on the top, so do not put this top piece of decorative paper, and I'll show you here on our other one. See, you don't need it because when you put the lid on, it comes down. Let's see if so it comes down like so, and you don't need to put paper there. So we will go ahead and get started. So the first thing we want to do is glue this piece to this tab, and we just want to line it up along the bottom there. And I went ahead and worked with the pink paper this time because black sometimes is so hard to see the score lines. So you can kind of see the perforated score lines from the Silhouette. And I'm just lining this up, centering it. And you want to center it, fold your tab back and line it up like this, so it's nice and even. And we'll do one more together. And you want to make sure you keep your tabs all to the right side. That way when we fold it up, they will line up. So once again, let's put glue on our tab here. And you want to get it all the way to the edges so it holds together nicely. And once again, we're just going to line it up right against that score mark. That's our bottom. So I'm just lining it up. Use my finger to get the excess glue, and I'm going to go ahead and just go completely around, putting these pieces to the tabs, the sides to the tabs. Now we have all of our side pieces attached to the bottom, and I did forget to mention I have already burnished all of my score lines really well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put glue on this bottom tab. We'll go ahead and do these 3 tabs here as well, and we're just going to fold this up, and I'm coming right up to the score line. You don't want to go past it, and just put a good squeeze on the inside of the tab, making sure it adheres. And then we're going to fold it up so it'll be straight right here in the middle portion, and then the top portion you're going to fold in and line them up with the score line. And like I said, I have a little bit of glue oozing out, but that's okay. This dries clear, and I am using art glitter glue. It's my favorite. So we'll do one more of these together, and it's just going to be the same thing all the way around. We're just repeating. So we'll line up this first one, the first section. And when you are burnishing, make sure to burnish your score lines really well, and that's what helps for your paper to bend and be pliable when you are making a curved design. So we've got the middle, and now we will do the top portion. Okay, I'm just going to finish this and do the same thing to the rest of them. Now for the last one, I just want to make sure I get the tabs tucked underneath like so, and I'm just going to reach in here and I'm going to put some glue. I'm going to do the middle tab and this top tab, and then I'm going to reach down inside and put some glue on the very bottom tab. Okay. And I'm just going to line it up the same way. So line up the first portion. I'm just right up against the score line again, and then we'll do the middle, lining it right up against the score line, and the top. So this comes together fairly quick, I think. Okay, so we have the bottom portion of our cauldron, and now we will bring in the top. And the top is a little more tricky because as we're gluing our tabs together, it's going to form this angle and then come down and pop back out like that. But it can be done, and I will say where we enlarge the fowl, it makes it so much easier to work with, because I did make it smaller a couple years ago for a Halloween project, and it was so hard to get your fingers inside to hold the tabs. So the first thing we want to do is we're just going to go around gluing this first tab right here. So we've got our center, and then the first tab here, we're just going to glue that right up against it. And I'm just bending the tab a little bit and setting it inside there like that. So the tab is bent a little bit, and then I'm just lining it up right up against the score line. You don't want to go past the score line, you just want to go right up to it. And where you have the decorative paper, it helps because then you can get your even spacing. It seems like that helps. And now that Cricut has the internal offset feature, it makes it so much easier. That's something that Silhouette has had for a long time. So I'm just going to go around doing the same thing. And then the last one, I just put glue on the tab, and I am holding it up against it just till it grabs. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to glue this little tab right here on the inside. So I'm going to put some glue on it, and then you just fold it back. And this one you will want to hold for a little bit because we are kind of putting some pressure on the crease there, and we want to make sure it takes hold. So I will hold it for just a little bit. And the art glitter glue, I find it to work really well because it has a quick hold. And that's why I like using it for my 3D projects. I do not like to use hot glue because I feel that it leaves it bumpy, especially when you have places you can't run your bone folder over. So I'm just going to go around putting glue on the tab. I'm folding it back and lining it up against the score mark. I know you're going to be tired of me saying that. That's just the key to 3D files that I have found out, is just to go up to the score line and hold it and make sure it gets a good hold, especially where we're starting to make a shape with the top of the lid. So, you know, just hold it to make sure up against that score line you can see there. And I'm just going to finish this around. Is the last one, just making sure it gets a good hold. And what we're going to do now is we're going to fold it down like in a 90-degree angle. So here, let me do two of them. We're going to do the 90-degree, fold straight down, and we're going to glue that tab to that strip. So we're going to put some glue right here, and we're just folding it down, and I'm just going to hold it. Like I said, this is the one where it gets a little bit tricky getting your fingers up in there. It, and now I'm going to go to the next one so that can dry, and I'm just going to put glue once again, glue on the tab, and this time we're folding in, so you can see there we're forming it to go towards the middle, and you just want to put it up to the score line and hold it. Do the next one and put the glue on the inside of the tab, and you just make a valley by folding it and holding it up against it like so. Get my finger, actually let's put this on the inside, and then I can push against the bone folder. There we go, that's better. It's hard to get your fingers on the inside. Okay, we'll do one more together. And I'm just going to put the glue on the inside of the tab, and then I'm going to bring the bone folder in. Let me get it started. I think it'll be a little bit easier. Now I can, let's see here, how did I do that? There we go. Now I can use the bone folder underneath. It slid just a little bit, so just be careful it doesn't slide on you too much. That looks good. I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward through the next few. And if you get glue where you don't want it, just be really careful with the baby wipe and just gradually, you know, or gently wipe it off. Okay, get it lined up and then put this in. I think this little spatula works better at holding it. So if you have a little Cricut spatula, that might work better at putting it up inside. I just looked over and saw that and don't know why I didn't think of that earlier. So now we're on the bottom part, and this one it's gonna pull out just a little bit to make so it'll set on the bottom of the cauldron. And so you just want to put the glue on your tab, pull up a little bit and line it up to the score line, and that'll give you the curve. So we're making a valley here is what we're doing. So this one's a lot easier than the last one. And I'm just putting glue and going around along the bottom. You want to make sure your bottom is staying aligned as well along the bottom edge there. Like I said, I want to make sure when you're lining it up, you can see it's not even right there, and you just pull it out a little bit, and that will line it up and make it even along the bottom. So you want to make sure you're doing that as you go around. Okay, so we have the top half, and it just sets down on our cauldron like so. And I love the pink one, and I hope that you give it a try. Thank you for joining us on day 1 of our Spooktacular Halloween series. Make sure to come back tomorrow to see what Robyn and I have created. And make sure to leave a comment, and make sure that you are subscribed to our channels. And also visit ASC Craft Supplies and use my coupon code Michelle10 for 10% off any regular price purchases. And any order $75 or more ships free. See you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.